Okay, let's jump right into the year 1262 CE. The Deccan Plateau is an absolute geopolitical powder keg, and at the center of it all, a ruler who didn't just inherit an empire, but completely re-engineered its political and military DNA. In this explainer, we're investigating Rani Rudrama Devi of the Kakatiya Dynasty. Trust me, this is an absolute masterclass in battlefield tactics, secession politics, and institutional reform. So, Emperor Ganapati Deva had built the Kakatiya Empire into a massive economic and military powerhouse over 5 long decades. But he was facing a catastrophic succession crisis. He had 0 male heirs. And in 13th century geopolitics, a power vacuum like that, it basically guaranteed immediate civil war, or worse, utter annihilation by neighboring kingdoms. To secure the empire, he pulled off this brilliant legal maneuver. He invoked the Putrika rite. Basically, this was an ancient, legally binding ceremony that invested his daughter, Rudrama Devi, with the exact same rights as a male heir. Through this loophole, he formally crowned her as his co-regent, just totally defying the patriarchal norms of the era. Now, to command the imperial army and silence those orthodox feudal lords who absolutely refused to bow to a woman, she adopted a new title, Rudradeva Maharaja. And she didn't just take the name, she fully embodied the role. We're talking conducting court assemblies in traditional male royal attire, and, even more intensely, leading cavalry regiments in full battle armor. She was essentially daring anyone to challenge her authority. And right out of the gate, that authority got tested. She had to brutally crush a palace rebellion led by her own stepbrothers, Hariharadeva and Murrideva. It was a swift, decisive victory that proved her absolute command. It showed everyone that the new Maharaja was not someone you messed with. But, as we're about to see, her most severe threats lay way beyond the palace walls. Tactical dominance, breaking the Warangal siege. The ultimate test of her iron scepter came when King Mahadeva of the rival Yadavas dynasty sensed what he thought was weakness. He invaded Telangana with a massive army and drove straight for the capital, surrounding Rudrama Devi at Warangal Fort. 15. That is the exact number of days the Yadava forces laid a grueling, relentless siege against the capital. For just over 2 weeks, King Mahadeva tried to starve out and crush the Kakatiya defenses. He fully expected this newly crowned ruler to just cave and surrender. Instead of panicking, she executed a flawless counteroffensive. First, she held the inner walls and absorbed the assault. Then, she launched this highly coordinated, devastating cavalry strike that completely broke the enemy lines and shattered the encirclement. She didn't just push them back. She actively pursued the retreating forces and forced King Mahadeva to pay a massive war indemnity in pure gold and war elephants. Talk about turning the tables. And this wasn't just a one-off victory. She maintained absolute tactical dominance across the entire region. She systematically repelled expansionist campaigns on multiple fronts, stopping the Pandyas from pushing up from the south and halting the eastern Gangas along the coastal delta. She secured her borders with a level of military precision that genuinely shocked her adversaries. Statecraft, infrastructure, and institutional reform. Because look, securing your borders is one thing, but fortifying an empire from within, that requires serious structural engineering and a complete institutional overhaul. To ensure Warangal could literally never be threatened by a siege again, she launched a massive engineering project. She completed the inner stone and granite ramparts of the fort, heavily reinforcing it with 45 brand new bastions and reinforced gateways. She transforms the capital from a simple stronghold into an impenetrable military nerve center. But here's the real game changer. She radically reformed the army's command structure. She completely dismantled the old aristocracy and implemented the Nayankara system. This was a strict martial meritocracy. If you had martial skill and showed bravery on the battlefield, you got promoted, period. It didn't matter what your birth or caste was. This guaranteed absolute loyalty and ensured she had the best strategic minds leading her forces. And we actually have independent verification of how well this worked from none other than the Venetian explorer Marco Polo. Acting kind of like a field intelligence correspondent of the era, he visited the Kakatiya coastal territory of Modupalli during her reign. His surviving accounts offer incredibly high praise for her justice, her administrative efficiency, and her deep popular support. It's clear her policies were working brilliantly. Yet, despite all this incredible success, a massive historical mystery clouded her legacy for centuries. How did the reign of Rudradeva Maharaja actually end? Did she quietly retire? Did she pass away peacefully in her sleep? For a very long time, historians endlessly debated her final days. From her coronation in 1262 all the way to a climatic battle in 1289, the truth was totally lost to time. That is, until an incredible archaeological breakthrough in 1994 finally resolved the mystery of her ultimate fate. Discovered in Nalgonda, this carved stone is the Chandupatla Inscription, definitively dated to November 27, 1289 CE. This text serves as the ultimate historical smoking gun for our investigation.
It definitively proves that Rani Rudrama Devi did not quietly fade into retirement. No, she died heroically in battle in late 1289 CE. She was out on the front lines, crushing a rebellion by the Kayastha chieftain Ambadeva, and she fell fighting side by side with her chief commander, Mallikarjuna Naidu. And remember, that was the general she had personally elevated through her own meritocratic system. She lived as a warrior and she died as one, leading from the front until her very last breath.
So what does it actually take to forge a legacy that survives in stone for over 7 centuries? Rani Rudrama Devi's strategic genius, her radical institutional reforms, and her ultimate sacrifice changed the Deccan Plateau forever. She took a crumbling succession crisis and forged it into an era of unprecedented military and administrative strength. It really leaves us with a profound lesson for modern leaders. True authority is never just inherited, it is earned on the battlefield of merit.